Wekfest. Wekfest. Wekfest is an import car show that was established in San Francisco and held their first show on February 8th, 2009. It was a partnership between Weak Sauce, JDM Theory, and Ernesto Jr., who, by the way, is still running the show. What separates Wekfest from the majority of other car shows is that you can't just willy-nilly enter your car into the show. You must first fill out an online application, submit a couple pictures of your car, and wait for them to give you a thumbs up, or thumbs down, for a lot of people. As taken from their website, we believe that our selective process will help promote a culture of quality within the automotive realm. 7 years later, Wekfest is still going strong and has spread to several different states and Japan due to gaining an investor back in 2013. One of those states it spread to is Hawaii. Wekfest first came to Hawaii in 2013 where they rented out a parking garage down in Ward's Center. By the next event in 2014, they had upgraded to the Neil Blaisdell Center where they've been ever since. Now, a lot of you guys don't know this, but Wekfest Hawaii 2016 was the very first car show I had ever participated in. This is where I took the Fury, got it extra dirty, and hope to God they didn't turn me away at the door. And despite not winning anything, this event was important to me. Not because it was my first car show, but it was because David Patterson had seen my car that day and got in touch with me. The next day, he made a video review on my car, which in turn inspired me to start making videos. And the rest, of course, is history. Now, why am I telling you guys all this? Well, you see, last November, me and the Old School Import guys were at a Toys for Tots charity event doing our part, donating toys to the needy children of Hawaii while showing off our sweet, sweet rides. Tommy, the bag starlet guy, well, he's the head honcho of the Old School Imports group. He came up to me and asked if I wanted to participate in the upcoming Wekfest event. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to, man. Not sure what car I'm gonna bring out, but sign me up. This is where I wanted the story to begin, or, my little introduction to the series that I'm about to release. So at the time of me accepting the invitation, I really didn't have a car in mind. While going down the list, I thought, the Fury? Nah, that thing's down due to a bunch of mechanical issues. And besides, I already did the Mad Max theme last year. That's 2000? No, I'll be rolling with the Old School group. That wouldn't fit their criteria. The Scion XB? No. How about the other Celica? The silver one? No, I'm not touching that one. That one is gonna remain stock. How about the wife's AW11? That thing is pretty modded out. But as a show car, I wouldn't be able to bring this. That brings me to my final option, the Chrysler Conquest. Now, okay, sure, it's a Chrysler. Technically not an import, but then again, it's also sold in the US as a Mitsubishi Starion, which is an import. So technically, I get a pass for that. It's a 1989, so it's an old school, to a degree. The body is straight, paint is pretty good, interior is 100% intact, and discluding the driver's seat and the top portion of the steering wheel, everything else is in excellent shape. Alright, so now that I have the base for my build, what's going to be the battle plan? Well, in order to figure that out, I first got to figure out what's the in thing. What is everybody doing in the import scene nowadays? Wide body bolt-on kits, fender flares, Liberty Walk, Rocket Bunny, RWB, that whole thing. Well, lucky me, the Conquest already has that. You see, the early model 1982 to 1985 Conquest didn't have the box flares. It looked like this. Then the awesome stylings of the late 80s took over, and this is what we got. Pretty badass. Let's see what else. Oh right, stance. Lowering the car to some ridiculous ride height and cambering the wheels as if it were going where they don't need roads to make it look aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love that stuff. You take any ugly ass car and you lower that thing, put some tasteful rims on it, and it'll look 1,000 times better. Speaking of rims, the other half of stance is getting a good set of rims and tires that fills the gaps that your suspension left behind. Wide-ass wheels with negative offset to push it out well beyond the already widened fenders, and tiny-ass tires to stretch over those wheels. It's 2017, man. That's the cool thing to do. The bolt pattern for the car is 5x114.3, so I'll have a lot of options to choose from. All right, that should be good for now. I still have to get the car cleaned and detailed, fix a couple things here and there, and try to remove most of the overspray the original owner had done. If I have any extra time, I could make a wing or something, maybe a diffuser, I don't know. Time-wise, well, when I agreed, it was the ending of November, like November 29th or something. And Wekfest was right at the very start of February, February 4th to be exact. I technically had 2 months on paper, but obviously I had my actual job to go to, which I was currently on night shift for another month, meaning I couldn't really work on the car till early January. On top of that, I had shoots to do and videos to edit and delivery time for parts. Yeah, my hands are full. I have like a week and a half max of actual time I can devote to this car. So stay tuned and see how this whole thing unfolds. Hope you guys enjoy. Oh, and one last thing. This will be a budget build. The budget being $500. Why? Why not? It's more challenging that way.